My makeup brushes. Today I'm going to show you what purpose each of them serve, how I clean them, etc. So let me get these set up and we shall begin. First, let's start with the basic little sponge here. This is from Real Techniques. This comes in a pack of 2. This one has been used for a couple of weeks now, and they say you can use them for up to 1 to 3 months. It has a nice flat edge here, a little bit of a slant here, and then a nice point. This one is dry at the moment. It will get slightly bigger, and I like this size because it gets right up under the eyes, into the nooks and crannies. And when you don't wear a lot of foundation like I do, this is great for concealer. These are all of my face brushes. This is an EcoTools blush brush. And this came in a set of 5 different brushes. This is very soft. And this is another blush brush here. This one is from Real Techniques. If there's any staining left, this is clean, but it tends to stain because the bristles are white. And this has a really fat handle here. So these two are both blush brushes, but you can see that they're quite different. This one is quite wispy, so it's really good for blushes that are a bit darker. And this one is packed a little bit more densely. So if I want the color to deposit a little bit more saturated, then I'll use this one. Or I also use this with the NYX Taupe blush, and I use this as a bronzer a little bit along the edges of my face. This is the e.l.f. small stipple brush. It's got these sorts of dual fiber bristles along here. And this is good for cream products. I mainly use this for cream blush, however you could probably use this for concealer if you wanted to. This is the Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. Again, you've got sort of a dual fiber going on here. Nice big handle. Some people don't like these handles because they are so big. They take up more space. I like them. And again, very, very soft. But this one is very densely packed, so this will be good for things like foundation, concealer, etc. This is the Real Techniques setting brush, and I use this for either under eye setting or highlighting along the cheekbones if I choose to do that. And this is a Sonia Kashuk brush. This one is still a little bit damp, so don't mind the bristles here. This was when Sonia Kashuk was still available in Canada at Target. We no longer have Target here, but I believe you can buy Sonia Kashuk online. This was part of a set, and this was an angled cheek brush. I mainly use this for setting under the eyes. These are flat eye brushes. This is another EcoTools brush that I use from the same set. This is the flat shader brush. So if you get up close here, you can see that it's very flat on both sides, very dense. Doesn't have too much give to it here. And so this is very good for packing all over the lid. This is, again, from the same set. This is a concealer brush, but this is thicker. And I don't tend to use this for concealer, so I may use this for cream eyeshadows or cleaning up along the edges of eyeshadow if I do a winged liner. And this is my favorite eyeshadow brush for packing all over the lid. This is the Real Techniques eye shading brush. And this is kind of fluffy, so you can pack all over the lid or kind of fluff into the crease a little bit, go along the lower lash line, and it picks up really well when the brush is wet. So it's really good for metallic eyeshadows as well. So this is a really good multi-purpose tool. For crease brushes, this is my absolute favorite. This is the Kit Eye Crease Brush. It has kind of a complicated name on the side here. It says Crease Shadow Brush, but I mean, it's just a crease brush. And it's very, very fluffy. You can see the bristles move really, really easily, so I like to use this one a lot. And it doesn't hold on to color really easily after you've deposited it, which means that it's very easy to clean between uses. There won't be a lot of leftover color on the brush. So, you know, like I have a color switch, which means that I have this like little sponge which helps you wipe off color in between uses. This one you don't have to clean very much. You can usually just like dab it off on your hand, boom, you're done. So this one is great at blending and depositing color, but doesn't cling to it. This is the e.l.f. blending eye brush. This one is much more dense. As you can see the movement of it, it's not quite as fluffy. And it's also much more flat on top. So I find that once I've deposited color with this, I may blend out the edges with this. This is also good for depositing color on the outer corner, for example. And this is a slightly smaller version of that brush. This is the e.l.f. eye crease brush. So usually if I want to go a little bit lower down in the crease, I'll use this. Or again, outer corner work or possibly even lower lash line work, I use this. And again, it's got the same sort of denseness to it. And this is an even smaller version of that. This is by Anjo. This was on Amazon, part of a really big set that my mom got. So it's got an even denser feel to it. It's got kind of a circular tip. And so you could potentially use this in the crease or as a pencil brush. Or even on the inner corner, that would be a good inner corner brush. So this is another good multi-purpose brush. Angled brushes. You can never have too many in my opinion. This one is dual-ended and I use this for my brows. This is the 203 by e.l.f. So it's got this angled end and then the spoolie. So I'll use this end to fill in the brows with powder, and then I use the spoolie to comb it through. This is super old. As you can see, the plastic overlay has come away on the wood and handle here. This is by Annabelle, back when they sold brushes. This is the AA14. And it's got a nice tip here. It's not too thick or too thin. Typically what I use this for nowadays is to clean up the edges of winged eyeliner or do a little bit of detail work on the eye. This one I use just for gel eyeliner. This is the Essence Angled Eyeliner Brush, which they sell right next to their gel eyeliner, which is one of my favorite gel eyeliners. And it's so thin. Come on, focus in on it. This new camera doesn't like me, but it is super skinny and therefore very precise. There you go. And this one is really fat, so I don't like it for angled eyeliner work. You can see it's kind of chunky. So I actually like to use this for concealer. Again, I'll usually clean it up along the edges of winged liner that I've already done, or even use it around the lip line if I've gotten a bit messy. Detailing brushes. I use this one by Anjo for the inner corner or right under the eyebrow because it's flat, but it deposits color really well because of its density. So it's a great little eye highlighting brush. Also by Anjo, this super skinny brush here works well as a cut crease brush if you want to add a little bit of glitter liner like I did the other day. And I'm hoping this will be good for gel eyeliner. I have yet to test that theory. I tried it in one of my tutorials, the green and purple outside the box video, with a mixing medium and purple foiled eyeshadow. That didn't go so well, but I'm hoping that this would work better with an actual gel eyeliner. And this brush by Sonia Kashuk, again, is very good for the inner corner or right under the brow bone because, again, like the Anjo one, it's very small and dense. The only lip brush I have is this one by Real Techniques. It's a retractable lip brush. And it's very slim, so it's very precise. It's almost impossible to get it clean, that's why it's stained pink. However, it does the job really well, and because it's retractable, it's very compact. And finally, the three brushes that have sadly become pretty much useless in my collection. I used to use this one all the time when I was younger. This was actually one of my mom's brushes, and I don't even know what company this is by. It just says Makeup Art Fluff, made in USA. And I used to use this all the time for eyeshadow, but you can see now that this wouldn't be very good for packing color on the lid because it's too fluffy, but the shape of it isn't very good for crease work. And it is very soft, but now I'm just at a loss for what I should use it for. This one was part of the Sonia Kashuk set. It was supposed to be a crease brush, but it's too dense to really do too much. The shape of it is weird. The way the bristles are cut, very weird. I can't really use it for much. And then this one, I mean, now that I have a double-ended brush with the angled brush and the spoolie, I find I don't really use this. I do like lash combs, but this one doesn't grip the lashes well, so I can't really use it. And finally, we have this makeup brush cleanser by Kit, which you can find at Rexall. This is how I either spot clean my brushes or really just clean my brushes overall. So to spot clean, you just spray it and wipe and let dry. But to deep clean, I dampen my brushes in warm water, spritz this, massage it in, let them soak in water, and then I rinse it again. And this gets the brushes really clean. I mean, as you can see, we've got pure white bristles here. There is a little bit of alcohol in here, but you actually do want alcohol to decontaminate your brushes of germs and bacteria. I know alcohol can be drying on the skin, and I do have sensitive skin, so I have to be mindful of that. But in order to clean your brushes and even your little sponges of bacteria, you are going to need alcohol of some sort. This is fragrance-free, so it doesn't bother my skin. And it's cruelty-free. All of the brushes I have mentioned are synthetic, except for this one by Kit, which I reached out to them and found out that all of their brushes are animal hair, which I did not know at the time. So thank you so much for watching. I hope that this was helpful in some way. If you have any more questions about brushes, please let me know down below and I'll get back to you. Have a great day.